So thank you, Blake, first off, for hopping on. I appreciate your time, especially so late in the UK. But for people who don't know you yet, who is Blake? Who is Trading Blake? And how did you just get started with everything?
Do we want to go right back to the start? Very
Let's go
start?
right back to the start. Yeah,
Okay.
let's go to the
Okay.
very start.
So, yeah, I'm Trading Blake. I'm from the UK. I'm 37 years old and I wanted to get into trading. So before trading, I qualified as an electrician. I grew up in kind of I don't know what you call it over in America, but it's a council estate in this country. So I don't know, is it like welfare or something like you guys call it? So,
Maybe. Yeah, I
so
have no
yeah,
idea.
not from a family of money or anything like that. I was always taught
Yeah.
to work hard and you can achieve anything in life if you want to kind of get somewhere in life. So I've always thought money makes money and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
got a trade as a 17-year-old as an electrician, qualified, and then just continued to work and work and work. Decided I've always got kind of, I don't know if it's a chip on my shoulder or an ego, like I can always do better. So decided at the age of 21, I think 21, 22, to start a business. Sold my nice car that was saved up for ages to get a car. And then I sold a car and got a crusty old van. And then I was just driving around looking for work, basically.
Yeah.
Fast forward, and like you learn so much. At the start, it was just me doing my work and getting paid, making a wage. And after about
Yeah.
5 or 6 years of doing that, I decided I'm going to kind of push it to the next level and took an employee on. And then that's when it all changed, really. So you're having to learn how to manage people, having to learn, and no one's teaching me. So I'm kind of doing this on a whim, making mistakes, learning from those mistakes, putting processes in place to not make that mistake again. And it's just kind of snowballed from there. And then I managed to get up to 5, 6, 7 employees in bands. And then I've had this is the fun bit. Then you have a pot of cash, right? You've got your profit, and then I speak to the accountant. I'm like, cool, okay, I'll take that. And they're like, can't take that. You're gonna have to pay extra tax on that if you take that. And I'm just like, but I've already paid tax on that because it's like I've paid corporation tax. Yeah, the
Yeah.
company's paid tax, but if you want to take it, you have to pay tax on it again. And I'm like, that doesn't feel fair. That doesn't feel right. So I'm just like, what do I do with this? I've always been told money makes money. So what do I do with this money? Because I'm going to get taxed on it, right? And give half of it back. So
Mm-hmm.
got me thinking, got me using my brain and looking at what these high net worth individuals do, reading books and learning about finance and how it all works. And then I realized that you can use that money to invest into, say, other companies or things like that, or trading or property. So I decided to start up another company, which is DLB Plumbing and Heating. So yeah, so once I've figured out I can run a business and I've got the skill set to run a business, I create another business to create another source of income. And also along those years, I've also been purchasing properties. I've got 7 rental properties and the property that I live in now. And then I
Wow.
kind of like wanted something new. And then you see all these traders making millions of pounds, and I'm just like, how are they doing that? And it's almost like back to the start of being a young electrician, not knowing anything, thinking that I can make millions of pounds overnight, which is probably
Yeah.
what everyone falls into when they get into trading, right? I'm going to trade for about a
Always.
month and I'm going to have like 20, 30K a month and all that kind of stuff. Um, yeah. And then the lesson of trading started. So I was looking for ways to learn, try by myself. And then I think I can remember it quite vividly. I was just led on my bed scrolling one Sunday, and it's normally the typical traders that come through the Lambo lifestyles like we've been talking about. And then Tori popped on the screen, and I was like, okay, this is a different style of, and it got me straight away engaged. It looked simple. Um, she articulated everything well, and just seemed trustworthy straight away. So I DM'd her, just like randomly DM'd her, and she said, oh, okay, we're doing, I don't do one-on-one coaching, but I'm just about to launch an accelerator, which was the very first one, V1. And I thought, why not? Stuff it. Let's just pay. Let's just do it. And then the learning journey began from there, really. So it was a very skeptical and big meet. The course was, I don't know the time in America, but it was 1 a.m. in the morning here. So I remember being led in bed, headphones on, dark room, just watching Tori and all the community chatting and learning the lessons and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, did really well in paper trading, grasped the concepts quite well. I think I grasped the concepts well, maybe because of my background in risk management, in running a business, and understanding that you got to lose a little to gain a little and all that kind of stuff. And it's not my wages, so to speak, or my personal income, because paper trading to start with. And then she asked me, her and Peyton asked me if you've done so well in the Discord, you've done so well in the community, you've done so well in your paper trading, could you leave a testimonial? So I left the testimonial, and next thing you know, they've hit me up to call me and said, do you want to help us do the next accelerator and be a coach? And again, this stuff isn't new to me, as you know, Felicity. It doesn't come natural to me, all this camera stuff. So I was like, I almost didn't reply. I was almost going to ghost them and be like, no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. But I thought, stuff it. Let's just do it. Let's just see where it goes. And here I am today, working directly alongside Tori in the community, managing the coaches, overseeing the Discord, overseeing all other stuff. And obviously with the new program, TLT program, which is like a separate program to the Discord and like the ebook learning and all that kind of stuff. So it's more personalized to the individual trader, where you can link your trade zeller. You've got a coach that you're assigned to, and you move up through the stages, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And the idea is that you're working directly with Tori and all the coaches through every single trade that you place is being analyzed, reviewed, telling you where you went right, where you went wrong, helping you journal. And it's a 6-month program. So the idea is that everyone that goes through that 6 months, at the end of it, is a profitable trader, whether that's prop or personal funds that you're trading with. So yeah, we're just making new TLT traders in the community.
I love
So
that.
it's been a
Such a cool
wild
story.
ride.
Yes, going from electrician to now, I mean, like, you're still an electrician, you
Mhm.
still own rental properties, but you've done so much. And it's so cool to be able to talk and listen to you, because you're so far ahead in your journey and you have so much knowledge, which I know we've talked about before,
Mhm.
that you don't even necessarily recognize. You just are like, hey, I'm just going to try things out. And your willingness to learn and put yourself in situations that you might not feel comfortable in is a thing that has got you to where you are today, which is so cool. So give yourself a pat on the back for that.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Absolutely. I literally since doing the Tory stuff, probably 2.5 years, I've
Hmm.
literally felt like, like Jim Carrey, the yes man. Just literally,
Yes.
I've just been, yes, I do it. And then
Yes,
I'm,
absolutely.
I'm crapping myself whilst I'm doing these things. And I'm just like, do you know what? What's the worst that can happen? Do you know what? And then it just,
Honestly.
one door shuts, another one opens, one door shuts, another one opens. You take, just like trading, you take a loss. The next one's a winner. The next 2, 3, 4 are
Yeah.
a winner. But then you take a loss again. So it's just,
Hmm.
yeah, it's and then this trading stuff in this new world of digital, like I'm talking to you now across the other side of the world.
Wild.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's just like you're meeting new people. We flew out to Dubai. Tori's coming to the UK next week. And it's just, you just meet different people all the time. Each time you're learning, basically, you're learning new
Hmm.
knowledge, new little nuggets of information, and making my mind just think there's more to life than what I have been doing, and there's so
Hmm.
much more revenue to be made by doing less
Yeah.
physical, less like time consuming stuff.
Hmm.
You can literally sit at a chart, like I'm making money whilst making money with multiple streams of income, if that makes sense. So like when I'm
Hmm.
asleep, I'm making money through rental properties, or if I'm in an open position in a trade or something. Don't really trade overnight, but you can do. Yeah, so I'm making money in my businesses in the day, and in the night when I'm working for Tory, I'm making money. So it's multiple streams of income all the time, and that helps.
Hmm.
It helps with my trading as well, because I'm not fearful as much of losing money. Right, it still hurts when you lose, but it's not like
Of course.
I need to win this trade to pay my mortgage or rent or anything like that. So yeah, everything dovetails nicely, and it's all kind of aligning nicely. So I can definitely see myself. At first I was thinking, I'm never going to get this trading stuff down. I'm never going to understand it. But you just keep putting the reps in. And then I don't know when the penny drops, but it drops, and then you see the vision of like, I can actually see myself doing what Tora's doing now. Yes, she's 10 years ahead of me in the trading game, but it's no different to when I have friends of mine or younger people of mine wanting to start a business, and they want to be where I am now. And I'm like, dude, it took me like 15 years to get to where I am, every day working and learning. And
Hmm.
I can accelerate their journey so much, like Tora's accelerated my journey in the trading so much, just by going, you definitely need to do this. If you're going to start that business, you need to do this. You need this CRM in place. You need this in place. You need that health and safety policy in place. I wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would do this because I did that before and it cost me a lot of money. So I would do this. So if everyone's teaching and helping, it accelerates learning and your learning curve and your life curve so much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
I'm not like that's the same for books. People say
Mm-hmm.
that in books, but I'm not a big reader. I'm more of a hands-on learner. So I have to feel the pain of the loss or of a bad business decision to not do it again, kind of thing. So
100%.
I take that concept a lot in my life and my decisions I make. I'm just like, let's just do it.
Yeah, why not? What's the worst, like what you said earlier, what's the worst that could happen? I do have a question for you. Because I know business plays a big role into trading. And anybody who wants to own a business or even become a trader, there's some core lessons that you have to learn there. What are some core lessons that you see a connection between like your electrician business and trading?
Not so much the actual business, so to speak, in terms they
Mm-hmm.
don't really correlate, but in terms of finances, 100%. Learning, just like placing a trade can be like, I'm trying to think of an analogy on the spot. Me starting a new marketing campaign. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's spend £10,000 on Google Ads. Let's put a billboard up in my local area. Let's drop leaflets. You could spend all that money dropping leaflets or putting a billboard up for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if anyone's going to phone you. Yes, it's there and it looks pretty, but you don't know if anyone's going to phone you. Or
Mm-mm.
someone could phone you and give you an amazing contract that's worth £2 million, and then that £400 billboard investment is a great investment. And it's the same
There
with
you go.
trading kind of thing. So I think when people first start trading and they're already in a 9 to 5 and they get a set paycheck, at the end of the month, they've got their set expenses and they've got their set amount that they need to spend. I don't know. It's a mind shift. For me, like I said, I could invest into that, and it could be the wrong investment, and I've lost money. And it's the exact same for trading. Yes, you've got a signal to go long or short. My trading win rate is like 68%, 70% win rate on what I do, but that's
Mm-hmm.
70 times out of 100 that I'm right. But I don't know when I'm wrong, and that could go on forever. That could be like 10 in a row. So
Mm-hmm.
you just got to place every trade that looks good with faith and confidence, and then see where it goes. And
Yeah,
as long as
absolutely.
you've got your discipline in place, you've got your risk management in place, you've got your clear entries, you've got your clear exits, you know when to get in and out, and you don't marry a certain particular bias or the trade, or you're
Mm-hmm.
holding on to it, or you're fearful, or you're hopeful. You let it play out. So sometimes you make $1,000 in a trade, and sometimes you clip out break even or $20, and that is what it is. You reset your mindset, you reset your charts, and you wait for the next opportunity to come around. So it's kind of the same way. That's the correlation I would say between business and trading. So I think that's probably
Yeah.
what's given me my edge and boosted me a bit quicker along my journey. And of course, working directly with Tori is always helpful if I'm struggling with anything, I can send her a message and words of encouragement, or she's been there before. This reminds me of what I was like 5 years ago. And it's just like, it's encouraging to see. I mean, you've seen some of the videos, right, that she's shown us. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I feel exactly like what she's just said. And that was like 8 years ago she just said that. So that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
where I am now in my trade. And so you've got something to relate to and give you confidence to know that you can go there. You can do it.
Yeah, I love that. It's correlated to everything you've brought up too. It's like you're so open to taking the opportunity, and it's the same thing with trading. Like you have to be open to taking the opportunity when it presents itself, when it comes to the trades, when it comes to real life, when you're starting a business, no matter what business it is. Like you were explaining with like the billboards, like the opportunity is there, and you just have to, of course, take guided action. Of course, don't be stupid with it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just throw your money anywhere. Some sort of experience or some sort of knowledge base, but it's always there. And as long as there's that door, like walk through it. You never know what might happen. And that's where it's led you today too, with
Exactly. It's like
everything
with
that you're doing.
businesses, they don't just spend all their money on advertising, because that would be stupid, right? And you're not just going to place full send on your capital on a trade, because it could
No.
work, but it could also blow your account. So you have
Yeah.
in business, you have a budget, a marketing budget. So you know how much you're going
Mm-hmm.
to, and that's just risk management. So it's the same with
Mm-hmm.
trading. Like, okay, I'm going to risk 60 ticks maximum on a trade, and it's going to be this is going to be my max loss. So your risk management is on point, so you can take those
100%.
losses and you can also take those wins. So yeah, another
Hmm.
correlation that just popped into my mind.
No, I love it. 110%. I know you brought up risk earlier and like you were like freaking out when you first got presented the opportunity to work alongside Tori and Pay.
Hmm.
But what do you think gave you the like the mindset of risk in a sense of like you being open to do it? Like what did you tell yourself in that moment? Like what was that for you in a sense of risk management? Because a lot of people are afraid of taking risks and that's what holds them complacent in life. But what allows you to be open to risk? Was it owning a business? Was that just
I think
innate
that's
in you?
definitely helped, knowing that I take risks in my business, and I have done for 15, 16 years that I've been doing this.
Mhm.
So it's kind of becomes normal to me. So if anyone would
Yeah.
come in like straight out of a 9 to 5 and then want to start a business, that's their first risk. They've done that. Like
Yeah.
you don't know if it's going to work or not. And I
Nope.
always used to tell myself, like, again, what's the worst that can happen? So say even now, like it shouldn't. Well, I say it shouldn't. It still could. But say all my businesses go bankrupt tomorrow, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've still got. I'm still an electrician with my hands. I've still got that
Mhm.
knowledge and skill for life, basically. So
Mhm.
it's like I can still just get in my car or van. I could go and get a job, or I could start again, earn some money. I've got a great reputation in my local area. I could still do work. I could still get by. Yes, your ego would take a bit of a dent to being up
Of
here,
course.
and then I've got to see all my vans disappear and all my employees disappear, and I'm back out working a 9 to 5 type of mindset. But I can still pay my bills, so why not? You only live once. You've got big dreams, go for them, type of thing. So
I love it.
yeah, that's just the mind, and it's the same with trading again. Like I could blow my capital tomorrow, but I could still work hard. I could still deposit again. I can still go again. Like, I always say, I say it was the same through COVID with business as well. I just always say, if you don't quit, you can't lose. So
That's
yeah,
gold.
yeah. So if
If
you
you
don't
don't
quit, you
quit,
can't
you
lose.
can't lose.
Yeah. So it relates to the gym as well and all that kind of stuff. If you go to the gym
100%.
for months and months and months, see no results, but then quit, you're never going to get those results. But you stick to it and do it, go through the pain. In 10 years, you're going to look great. So it's just,
Mhm.
and things take time. I think a lot of people nowadays want it now, and
Yeah.
that's where mistakes happen when the foundations aren't in set. You haven't gone through your apprentice roles and learning and failing and taking those losses and pain and losing money and making mistakes and upsetting people and all those things. You just, as long as you think, I've always thought, like, if I make a mistake with a client or in a trade, we journal the trade, right? Okay, let's try not to do it again. If I
Mhm.
do something wrong in my electrical business, okay, cool, make a note of it, don't do it again. So it's just like
Mhm.
you can't walk around on eggshells type of thing. You've got to kind of be open to criticism, open to making mistakes, and open to losing money, basically.
Yeah. Which you were open to consistently. Like you were always open to taking that risk and like you're like, I'm not a person that's in front of a camera. And then now here you are doing a
I
podcast
know.
and you're recording yourself while you're playing paddle and you're doing all of these things that you're not necessarily comfortable with, but you're okay with putting yourself in the learner's seat
Mhm.
rather than just having your ego be sitting on top of a mountain like, I know what I'm doing
And you, and
with
you know,
like the electrician and
and
stuff.
you know what's really weird about it, and being self-aware as well. Self-aware is a big key thing
Yeah.
in it,
Yeah.
because I noticed this in myself today. So on
Hmm.
my Instagram of Trading Blake, I'm just posting trading content, right? And I
Yeah.
don't have any personal social media. I'm not a big fan of social media in terms of like that kind of stuff, but I like sharing my journey. It holds me accountable doing my trades and posting wins and losses and stuff like that. But it's starting to pick up more traction now. And then I haven't told anyone around my local area who I know that I've got that page. And then it just
Hmm.
recently, as it's picking up traction, I'm seeing people like it and go, "Oh my God, I didn't know you did that." People I know. And I'm like, I didn't want that to happen. I don't mind people in America seeing it, in Spain and all that, all over the place, because I don't know
Yeah.
them. So I don't know. But and then I start thinking, why do I think that way? Why does
Yeah.
it matter? What I'm doing is cool. What I'm posting is cool. I'm making money
Awesome.
on a screen. Yeah. But as soon
Yeah.
as one person that I actually know from around here sees it, you like kind of, I shouted up. I was like, oh my God,
You're
they've
like,
seen it. That's cringe.
don't look at me.
But yeah, that was something that happened like this week on a recent post with me on the screen going over charts. I had that feeling and I was like, why do I get that feeling? It's so weird.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind sitting there in a pub or I don't know wherever and talking about what I do and showing them on my phone what I do. So what difference does
Yeah.
it make if they're watching me on their screen on their phone? So it's I don't know. There's something just weird that runs through you. I don't know if everyone who does influencing or social media gets that feeling as well. But yeah, that's definitely one I felt this week.
No, I definitely, I mean, I felt that because like you post and you like set and forget.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's something that's alongside the ego or if it's something in like you're like, I don't want you to know that I'm doing that. Like
yeah,
that's weird. Like I know exactly what you're feeling. I've definitely had that feeling before, but I don't know where it stems from either. Maybe it's just like embarrassment of
yeah.
like I don't want to show
Self-conscious
people.
embarrassment or
Yeah.
something. But I hate listening to hearing your own voice back on a camera. Like I don't mind.
Don't even get me
Yeah,
started.
I don't mind doing the content, and I'm talking now. But then when you
Yeah.
play me this back, I'm like, oh my god,
Cringe.
turn me down, turn Felicity up.
You're so funny. I love it. One thing that you did bring up is patience.
Mm,
Patience is definitely something that I feel like every entrepreneur, whether you're a trader, if you're a business owner, everyone needs to learn. Patience is so key because, like you said in the beginning, when you were scrolling through all the trading stuff, everyone's like, oh my, $20,000 per month overnight, like owning the Lambo. And that's what usually brings you in. It's kind of like motivation and dedication. It's
mm,
completely different thing. I'm talking too much with my hands. It's two completely different things, but you need both. You get motivated by the money, but you stay disciplined and you stay dedicated to the craft to then achieve the thing that you were initially motivated to do.
yeah.
But patience comes into play. Where has your patience been tested and how did you learn to be patient? Because it's definitely now showing inside of your trading and being able to make winning trades like you have as well.
I think in trading it's definitely journaling because the amount of
100%.
times, kind of, I don't know, trading Tory's trend line strategy, you kind of you're waiting for that break of an action line to get yourself into a trade, and you after a while you can kind of build that intuition to it's going to break.
Yeah.
So, well, you don't know. That's where you go wrong. You don't know it's going to break. But the amount of
Hmm.
times you've watched it come down and then you place the trade and it's great and it was a winner, and then you look and go, I could have got in like 2 bars earlier and it didn't have any drawdown and it broke my action line and it got me. I could have got in another 50, 60 ticks extra on my
Hmm.
trade, and that's goes back to greed as well.
Of course.
So I've done those things. I've this is definitely going down. I've married the trade. I know it's going down or it's going up, and I've placed it just near the line, and then it's completely reversed to me. It respected the line and went the other way, and I'm like, you idiot! Like that you broke your rules. Do you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
obviously you get sometimes you get rewarded for breaking your rules, which I have done in the past, and then you get that
It's a
ego
weird
boost.
feeling.
You get that ego boost to say like, I knew it. Yes, I was right. I beat the strategy type of thing. But then that's only reinforcing bad habits, and it will sting
Hmm.
you. And it stung me multiple times. So I think patience falls hand in hand with taking losses and making mistakes and then realizing, because you can't develop patience. Because if you did something on a whim every time, whether that's start a business and then all of a sudden it was successful, if you did anything and you were successful straight away, then you're never going to learn patience. So again,
No.
and then it falls back to, if you don't quit, you can't lose. And then that it
Yeah.
all develops those compounds, just like your trading capital compounds. Those life lessons also compound. And I always say to myself,
Absolutely.
or if I'm having conversations with people, I wish I could go back to being like 21 years old, but with my brain now. But it takes you so
Yeah. Yeah.
long to get a bit more
To get
wiser
there.
and a bit more life lessons. I'd be like, I'd be amazing back when I was 20, because then you look back at some of the stuff when you were 20 doing those things, you're like, what an idiot, what a stupid idea that was.
What
But
was I doing?
making those mistakes creates the man I am today type of thing. So you kind of got be grateful for all those mistakes to come out with the person that you are today, and that's still happening today. I'm still making mistakes. I'm still doing things. They're smaller and they're less,
Hmm.
but that's just life lessons, I suppose. But
No,
yeah,
absolutely. I love it. No, patience is definitely something that I feel like everyone needs to learn, and you have to learn on your own too. Patience is not something that can just be taught. Like you have to go through those mistakes.
yeah.
Do you have any other specific lessons that you see either translate from business into trading, or any specific lessons that you're like, everyone needs to learn this if they need to become successful, if they want to become successful?
Yeah, I think it's just the main topics we've touched on really. But the problem is with like, I don't know, I feel like I'm ranting on about social media at the moment, but even though this is going
No,
on social media,
absolutely.
right? But it's like
Yeah.
everyone posts those wins. Like, for example,
Mm.
Tori placed in 60K trades, but everyone, yes, she made 60K, or I made X amount of money in a short amount of time. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. Like, she's been trading 10 years to be able to make 60K in a trade. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not, it's the small wins in private, but no one sees. Everyone sees the wins in public. And then you only get
Mm-hmm.
accoladed for the wins in public too. So if
Oh, absolutely.
it's the same as like anything, you're driving around in a flash car, or you've got a nice watch and all those things. It's like, yes, it took a moment to get it, but it took so long to achieve that knowledge to be able to get it. So it's like
Yeah.
it's just like my trades that I post, they're 200, 500, 1800 is my biggest trade winner, but they don't get as much traction, or people are not interested. Yeah, it's 500, but if I was to be posting 10K wins every couple of days, then it would blow up and people would want to be interested. How are you doing it? And it's that instant gratification. Everyone jumps on, like, how are you doing that? Teach me, teach me, teach me. Um,
Yeah.
so it's like, no, it takes time. Everything's
Yeah.
time, patience, discipline, and just sheer willpower, really. You just, if you have an idea, like they say, the richest place in the world is the graveyard, right? So all those people with all those ideas and all that kind of stuff. So if you have an idea, you've been given that idea from somewhere, whether it's your
Yeah.
imagination, if you believe in God and all those type of things. So just explore it. And if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. You'll get another idea. I mean, I have ideas different to you have ideas. You do what you do and you're where you are today. I do what I do and I'm where I am today. And it's just different people, different ideas. So yeah, one tip I would say, if you have an idea that's just eating away in the back of your mind and you say, yeah, I'll start next week, or I'm going to set aside some time on Sunday to look into that, and then you don't, and then you don't, and then you don't. Before you know it, 5 years
Mm-hmm.
have gone by and you haven't done it. And then you'll see someone else do it and go, that was my idea. But you didn't do it. You did got to take action. You got to take action, just start, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and see where it goes. So yeah.
I love it. There's there's two things that I always say that kind of relate both to everything that you say. If you fall down a million times, as long as you get up a
Mhm.
million and one time, like you're gonna achieve greatness. Like you're going to succeed. And that goes into discipline and just like staying disciplined to whatever you're trying to accomplish. And then the next one kind of goes into, I don't know if you know who Chris Williamson is, but he's a huge podcaster and I listen to a lot of his podcasts. He brings on people like Alex Hormozy, Naval Ravikant, big names, but he pulled up one of the quotes from Alex Hormozy and it's talking about visualization and manifestation. He goes, you can tell yourself things in the mirror all day, every day, but nothing's going to happen unless you take action. And it's exactly the same thing that you were talking about. It's like you actually have to do the things that are going to get you there, even if you might fail. But I love your mindset. I love everything that you have to say there. I definitely want to take a turn and go a little bit more into your trading journey because I know that that's like your main focus right now. I mean, I know you have your other businesses, but trading has taken such a big hold on your life. And it's something that I also love as well. I don't know if you heard that like ring a ding ding from my phone.
No, I
That
didn't
was an alert going
know
off.
that.
Oh, it was earlier. And I was like, shush. I was like, I know it's crossing my line, but I'm in a podcast. But tell me a little bit about your trading journey and everything that like in a more so sense of like things that you've gone through up until this point. Cause I know that trading, I actually have it on my screen. It's like you get profits, you lose, and then you lose again, and you're like, all right, I'm done with this thing. And then you stay with it, and then you start to make profits and start to see possibilities, and then you drop again. Like, what holds you dedicated to that? Like, what has your experience been with trading? I'll
Uh,
let you dive on in.
but yeah, so again, just feeding back off other sources of income, that
Yeah.
definitely helps. Like, if I was to lose all my money in my trading account, it wouldn't affect my life. So that's one
No.
straight away. That's one positive. I could just deposit some more. So starting small, and obviously I don't want to do that, and I haven't done that. But it's definitely an edge. It's like going to a casino. If you walk into a
Mm-hmm.
casino with $100 expecting to come out with 1,000, then yeah, it's a stupid thing. But if you go into a casino and enjoy yourself and know that you're gonna lose that hundred bucks, then it doesn't matter if you lose it, type of thing. So
Yeah.
again, it's mindset. But I've definitely gone through all the emotions. There's probably more to come, but I've definitely gone through all the emotions from starting doing the paper trading. And for me, if I was to have my time again, starting from the beginning, I would have definitely paper traded a lot longer. It's what
Yeah.
encourage the students that come on board with us to paper trade, prove that you are profitable to over 3, 4, 5 months, and then go live, because it's a different ball game. Whereas I think ego, wanting to be right and wanting to succeed, is just push me too quickly. So I paper traded, felt no emotions. It's not real money. And then I was placing $10,000, $20,000 trades. I was thinking, cool, I can do this when I go live. I'm ready. And then it's like, oh my God, £100 drawdown, close position. I was like, oh, that is horrible. And then you just slowly desensitize to those things. So yeah, I started, like I said, I took the accelerator with Tori in the very first one. Started in Forex very small, because I can set my defined risk of what I want to do. It's a lower barrier of entry, so I could get to play around with it with live money, but not risk too much, because obviously a lot of people like Tori and others are trading futures. But I just didn't want to. I was self-aware enough to know not to chuck 20k straight into futures and go live trading, because that would have been a disaster. So I managed to do really well in Forex over like 8-9 months. I managed to make about £7,000, which I don't know what that is in dollars, probably like 10k in dollars. And then I made the switch to futures, which is a higher barrier of entry. And man, the cost per tick really threw me. And I managed. You see my equity curve on TradeZilla, it's like up, 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 and I can know exactly the month and the date on my equity curve when I flipped to futures, because I gave all that $1,000 back over the course. And it wasn't my trading. I proved I could do the trading thing. I can make money in the markets by using Tori's strategy. It was pure mindset. It was pure greed. It was how fat. And again, I didn't start with the micros. I went straight into full contracts. So I just, yeah, because I had the capital to do it, right? And I proved to myself that I could do it in Forex, right? Why would it be any different in futures? And it's purely the cost. And it's crazy, the mind, because the strategy is the same. I've got to execute the exact same way. The only thing that was stopping me was the tick value. Like platinum is $5 per tick. So I'd set my risk, and it's great when it's going in your favor. It's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It's like, oh, wow, you're making really good money. Drawdown, different ball game. So you're seeing that money disappear, and it hasn't given me a reason to get out of the trade, and I'll be down $200. My risk would have been like $350, but I just couldn't stomach seeing minus $200. So I'd close the trade, because I don't want it to be 300, right? So I closed the trade. Very next candle melts down. Would have been an $800 win. But again, it falls into, could I have held to $800? So this is the step and the journey that I'm on now. So I'm comfortable risking now. I'm happy doing 2 contracts now, so it's $10 per tick, and I'm comfortable in that drawdown. I don't mind taking that loss, so that I've already grown as a person, as a trader in that aspect. And then I couldn't get past $500 win. I couldn't break it. As soon as it got past $500, I would close. I'll close too early. Message Tori saying, I've just closed. Like, congratulations, you get like, oh, well done, Blake, $500. Close the chart, feeling all great with yourself, and then you reopen the chart the next morning or the 4 hours later, and it's continued. It hasn't given me a reason to exit. It would have been a 2, 3, 4k trading day, but I just couldn't hold that long. So then I managed to get to 600, and then I managed to get to 700, and then I managed to. I nearly got to. I tried holding a trade to 1,000. And it got to, believe it or not, it got to $990, and then pulled back.
Oh, man.
They pulled back. But I was proud of myself that I pushed it past there. I ended up closing with a $700 win, but it was like
incredible.
It was like 2 ticks away from just giving me that, seeing those 4 digits on the screen in the little bar on TradingView.
Yeah.
But I was getting closer and closer, and then I finally managed to hit the $1,000 trade. And then the following day, I hit another $1,000 trade. I'm like, oh my God. And now I can hold to $1,000. Yeah. It's like nothing has changed, but your mind has unlocked that level kind of thing. It's like playing a computer game that level. So I can hold to $1,000 now. So the next game is, can I get to 2? Because I've managed to hold to 1,800. That's my biggest trade in a single day, in a single trade. So now it's just keep pushing that envelope, keep pushing it to 2. 2.5, 3, and yeah, Tora is still doing the same thing today with her trades, just holding it longer, and it's all relative. So I'm trading 2 contracts or 1 contract, and Tora's trading 20 or 40 contracts. So and then it blows my mind to be like, wow, that trade would have cost you $27,000 if it went wrong, but it's all relative to my $450 if it goes wrong. So it's
Mm-hmm.
the chart and the system and the way we trade is no different. It's just all relative. And then that brings me a full circle back to my business in terms of like my wholesaling account. So we buy materials for all our jobs and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I just walk into my wholesalers at the end of the month and I'm spending $25,000, 25, I'll say dollars just because it's American, but
Yeah.
$25,000 on my card to pay my materials at the end of the month. And that blows my mind because I remember when I first started, the wholesaler bill used to come in at like $500 for the month for my personal kit that I've sold to customers. And I'm like, wow, $500, that's a lot of money. Like, I'm going to have to try and find that. But now I'm just going in there casually spending 20, 30K. But I'm not doing anything different. I'm taking the jobs on from the customers. I execute the work. I invoice, I get paid, but it's just on a bigger volume. And it's the same as what Tora's doing versus to me. She's executing the trade with larger capital and bigger contracts, but the trade's the same. So it's you can see,
110%.
when you've got that comfortable, it's comfortable to know that I look back on my business career in terms of that aspect to where Tori is now, and it's just like I'm at the start of my electrical business all over again. It's just okay. I'm just spending $500 at the end of the month, and hopefully in 4, 5, 6 years time from now, I'll be placing 20K trades, 30K trades. So it's like it's nice to see that path. So you just got to walk it.
Yeah, 110%. If someone else can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that. Like, you know that from your electrical business, you're teaching others that as well, which is really, really cool. And then now you're in the learner seat, or you're in the beginning aspects, first levels of trading, and you're hoping to get in the level 10, like where Tori's at right now. And she's killing it. Like, I love to even see her journey and like see how much she's doing, because she's grown a lot in the past year as well. What? Yeah. Oh, 100%. I know. It's so cool. One thing that I want to bring up is a little bit of the Tory Trades community, because I know that you're managing the Discord, you're managing all these different aspects of the community in itself. But what makes Tory's community stand out from other trading communities in your eyes?
Well, I've never been. I'm one of the lucky ones, right? So I've never been in. I got lucky straight away in finding a strong community, an honest community, an open
Yeah.
community, and everyone's willing to help and chip in and do all this stuff. But the people that do come through, this is where I'm kind of seeing how great tourist community is, because the others that have been in 3 or 4 other discords, or they've spent thousands on other courses, and within a week they are saying, wow, this is amazing. I'm seeing changes in my trading. I'm seeing changes in mindset. I'm getting help from hundreds of other people. I put a question in, and because we're all trading the same way, just on different instruments. And then you've got myself and other coaches, admins, Tori herself in the Discord helping. And it's just everyone's honest and transparent. So like if
Mm-hmm.
Tori takes a loss, she posts it and tells them. If people do that, and it's not like, oh, you should have done this and it's because you did this. It's that, oh well, it was a correct loss. Better luck next time. There's nothing you could have done wrong. You can't win every trade. And it's all positive. It's all positive vibes,
Yeah.
and that just helps with your trading, because it's hard, and it's a lonely road as well. So I don't think I would still be trading if I wasn't in the community. I think I would have did it for a bit, took a few losses, maybe give it a break for 3 months, and then I'd have probably come back to it. I would never have given up, but I wouldn't have been like, I'm forced to do it. I've got to do live calls. I've got to answer questions in the Discord. So I'm just like, I'm on it every day. So therefore that dilutes into my personal trading, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
teaching it. And that was another key aspect in helping my own personal trading grow, is actually teaching it. So it's like, it's all right knowing in here, but then when you've got a Zoom call and 20 students staring back at you and you just have to articulate what you're seeing, it resonates that learning. It reinforces my own learning kind of thing. Or if I'm placing a trade and I'm just about to press that button and it's not quite get my entry criteria yet, I've got to post that trade. And it's like, a student will see that and they'll be like, why did you get in there then? I'm like, oh, well, I broke the rules. So you can't really do it. So it's like, it's actually
No.
held me accountable. And that's another reason why I started the Instagram page as well, to hold me accountable. Yes, I can potentially manipulate and post what I want, but I don't. I trade and post and be as honest as I can with my day and my trades and everything else. So yeah, I think anyone that wants to join it, an honest, great group of people from all around the world. I mean, yeah, there's forex traders in there, there's futures traders in there, there's people from Australia, America, Europe, so all around the world. So it's amazing.
Everywhere. No, yeah, I definitely Tori's community is one that stands out because, like what you said, everyone is so positive. No matter if you lose, everyone is there to support you. And like, if you did make a wrong trade and you like explained it, you're like, I broke my rules. People are there. It's like, yeah, I did that too, or they help build you up. They don't just break you down.
Exactly.
And that's like you said, it's huge into training because you'll be your own worst critic. So having other people that are going to help build you up in that aspect is always incredible to have, and Tori's community definitely stands out in my eyes as well. I wanted to ask you, how do you navigate the pressure of being not only a trader but also a teacher inside of the community, because that's a lot of pressure to be in. You're in a hot seat. I know Tori's brought you up on a few YouTube videos as well, which is really
I just
cool.
again, I don't see them.
Yeah, so
I'm getting
your name has
shout-outs
been
a lot.
passed around. You're
Okay,
getting
cool.
shout outs.
That's cool.
I love it.
To be fair, and especially I feel an extra bit of pressure now with the TLT program, because it's
Yeah.
there's 3 stages to it. There's stage 1, which is paper trading, 50 paper trades, and then that's being monitored on TradeZella from the coaches and myself. And then once you kind of pass, you can apply to go to stage 2, which is live trading or prop trading, and then that is with another coach working on that to try another 50 trades live to prove yourself, and then you can apply to stage 3. And I'm the coach in stage 3 to help fine tune and scale, like almost like the final boss type of thing. So I'm just like, it's extra pressure. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I've always been, I don't know whether it's genetic or just who you are or circumstance to why I'm like it, but I don't know. I used to play a lot of sports when I was younger. And when it's a friendly match or when I'm very competitive and I thrive under pressure. Or I like to think I thrive under pressure. So I want that pressure. So I'm either that pressure makes diamonds, right? So I'm either going to crack and burn
Always.
and perish away, or I'm going to be a diamond. So you got again, it's just taking a leap of faith and just doing it. So, I mean, I'm confident in my ability. I'm confident in my work ethic. Yeah. So it's just wake up, go again, see how we get on.
I love it.
If I make a mistake, I'll hold my hands up and be, yeah, I made a mistake and I won't do it again, type of thing.
No, 100%. You learn from your mistakes, you continue on, you always know that there's a step ahead that you can take to continue forward.
100%.
How did you build up that confidence? Do you think that came from owning your own business and doing everything that you've done? Because confidence is, I feel like, a lot of things that gets broken down in people very easy too, especially when you're trading, because it humbles you, let me tell you. But do you think that comes with just owning your business and over time, especially being competitive? It's really hard to lose, but like, what drove that in you?
Yeah,
To be confident.
these are tough questions. I mean,
Sorry.
that's cool. It's cool. I mean, I generally am not confident. I'm kind of in
Yeah.
a social setting. I'm kind of introverted type of thing. Like, I don't know. Like, even with Tori and the team, like when I first joined, I was very quiet on the Zooms and all that kind of stuff. And us Brits are quite reserved anyway. And until you get to know us a little bit more, we come out of our shell a bit more. But I just, it's one of those. I hate the term "fake it till you make it" because I don't like that term. But it is a part. It is a part of that. You just got to kind of. I don't care too much what people think of me. I've kind of got a tough skin, so that there can be a bit of banter, a bit of horseplay and joking around and all that kind of stuff, and it wouldn't affect me. Whereas some people, it kind of affects them. They might go home and think, "Do they really mean that?" Type of thing. Those thoughts never cross my mind. Type of thing. Yeah, you just got to be. It's that self belief. I think self belief breeds confidence. So if you just
Of
believe
course.
in your vision and you're honest and open and you honestly go for something and you truly want to go for it and don't let nothing else stop in your way, it will happen. You don't know when, but it will. So and I think the small wins again, like trading. So if you're taking small wins, small wins, you'll get the big wins. And it's taking small chances, failure, then you'll get the big win. So that it's a snowball effect that will breed confidence to do what you do. So again, not being successful in my businesses and properties, I probably would have never messaged Tori to do trading because I wouldn't have had the confidence in myself that I can do it.
Yeah.
It's just a snowball effect. So it's, yeah, I think that's the only thing. It kind of resonates to all the other things we've spoke about. It all like boils down into the same thing if you pick it apart enough.
100%. I always say that there's a few core lessons no matter where you want to go in life. If you have a dream and a vision, there's a few core lessons that everyone's going to learn. Like what we were talking about, patience, taking the time, having dedication, like doing all these things. Like there's a few core lessons that everybody on any journey in entrepreneurship, trading, whatever that looks like, you're going to have to learn in one way, shape, or form. What is one of the biggest mistakes that you've made in trading, and how did it hurt / what did you learn from it?
Biggest mistakes. I probably the biggest mistake, which we've already touched on, is too much too soon. Running before I can walk. Seeing Tori's trades or seeing other influencers' trades, and like, I could do that. Like, I can see it in the chart when you backtest. So all I got to do is hold, and then I'll go 4 or 5 contracts.
That's it.
That's all you got to do, right? Easy money. But it's a different story. You've got to desensitize yourself to that level and slowly chip away at it. So I would say the biggest mistake is rushing, going too fast. I should have paper traded a lot more. And just recently, I think you was in the team in some of the Zoom calls when I was sharing the month that I had where I just couldn't stop winning. And it's almost like I think I went 12 or 15 trades in a row, win after win after win after win after win. And I remember messaging Tori being like, I don't know what to do. What's happening to me? I'm like kind of predicting the markets. It's freaking me out. I'm broken. Because you always take like 2 wins and a loss and then 3 wins and a loss. So that's just trading, right? But it was just like, what's happening? If I unlocked a secret code or something's happening. And then I had a crazy month. And then I kind of said to myself, right, okay, that's again, I over leveraged, which is another lesson which I teach not to do, but I did it calculated. So obviously I was already at 3.k that month, so in profit. So I was thinking, okay, well, I can risk a bit now, and if I lose, it's not my money, it's the house's money, kind of thing. It's still unrealized gains because it's sat in trade station. It's not in my bank, so it's kind of, if I was to risk a bit more and I took a heavy loss, I'm still up for the month. That's the way I looked at it. So it's calculated probability of risk, basically. So I wasn't hurting myself, I was just hurting my account if it was to go wrong. But if it was to go right, it would have been great. So I placed a trade in 4 contracts going short in platinum, and then it was going in my favor. I was feeling good, and then it turned around and it broke my safety line, which was a £1,700 loss, which before that was $350, $400. So it was like, it wasn't just double. It was like a big
triple
loss.
It was a
But
big
the
one.
thing is, what I felt, again, I took the positives from that because I played it to the strategy. I didn't close because I was 1,000. I let it go to 1,700, which was correct. I didn't move my safety line. I waited for the trade to play out, which I was proud of, but it still bloody hurt doing it.
I could only imagine.
But it was like, no, because again, if I go back to my start in futures, I was closing just because I was minus 200, but my stop loss was 350, and it would work out. So I was still thinking, no, just let the trade do its thing. If I lose, I lose. I've already pressed the button on the mouse now, so I'm in. There's no going back now. So it is. I've made the decision. It was calculated. But then literally the following day, I kid you not, the following day was my £1,800 winner. The very next day.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I got it all back the very next day. So it's like, and some. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to 1 contract. I'm going to go back to 1 contract. So I knew because of the way I was feeling, I knew I wasn't ready to be at 4. But again, that's my competitiveness. That's me wanting to push it too fast. But again, it's kind of a negative, but it's also a positive because you kind of got to extend. I think Tori calls it exposure therapy when she does these things. So almost like I expose myself to that feeling in my gut and in my throat and in my back, and oh my god, that's horrible. And
Yeah,
now when I
get it
go
off.
back to trading, but this is the bad thing. I don't know if it's like an addictive personality or something. Now when I'm trading, and it's just like $100, $200, $300, it doesn't feel like anything anymore.
Mm,
So now I kind of want to get back there. But now I've learned the lesson that it was too soon. I know now to do it slowly, and I will get there again.
yes.
And I, by the time I do get there again, I'll be in a better position, and hopefully, I'm trading the way I am now with a bigger position, making more money. So
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
I love it. I love it. All right. So my next question is pertaining to the high ticket offer that Tori is now like expanding into. I know it's still in like the beta testing and
Mm-hmm.
everything, but what is so different about the high ticket offer versus everything else that Tori had in her community? Like, what stands out to you the most with this?
Accountability is
I love it.
that's the word, accountability. So obviously you can join the community in the Discord where there's the live streams, where there's the daily trade ideas that I post, the community as a whole, the ebook and the core structure itself. That,
Mm-hmm.
to be fair, that is enough. You can do what you need to do. You can learn, but it's for if you really want to be serious about your trading, you really want to hold yourself accountable. Um, yeah, we did the beta stage with the first couple of students to see how it goes and to see if it can be it can work and what vision we set at Tory Trades can actually be executed. So giving it a trial run and that's working. And now the students are starting to flood in. It's getting a bit overwhelming with how many is coming in, but it's good. It's amazing. It's seeing the growth in people from they've obviously been in the Discord for I don't know 6 months to a year, and then within a month inside TLT, they're progressing so much more, and that's just purely for the fact that they've got us watching over their shoulder. The same accountability that I have when I have to present my trades to Tori on a Friday. I'm not going to do
Yeah.
anything stupid in the week because I'm going to have to show Tori that on Friday, and she's like, "What are you doing?" kind of thing. So I'm just like, okay, it's just that pressure, that accountability, that someone to look over your shoulder and make sure you're doing it right. So from the top down, so obviously you've got Tori, who's literally
Mm-hmm.
got millions of followers, will pick out something wrong that she's doing. So that's the pressure from her side of things. To myself and the coaches presenting our trades to Tori on a Friday, making sure that we're doing what we're preaching. And then you've got the students that are coming on board, and then the coaches monitoring them. So it's like their TradeZella is connected. You get free 6 months of TradeZella subscription whilst you're in
Mm-hmm.
the community in the TLT program. We sync that so we're in mental mode, so we can see every student that's placing a trade is auto synced, and then you have to present your trade to your coach. And there's no pressure on this because we're paper trading in stage one, but it's just like, why did you get in there? What could have you done better? I would have drawn my line like this. I would have drawn my line like that, and pennies drop. And then when they apply to go to stage two, the coach does a review on that. They send it to me. I then work with the coach to say, I think they're ready or I don't think they're ready. If they're not ready, they stay in stage one. We give them some points and tips to improve on. We need your stats to be here. We need your profitability to be here. We want to see you take less trades, for example. And then we'll review this again in 2 weeks. And it's crazy that they just then apply that. And then within 2 weeks, they're doing it and they've moved to stage two. And it's like, wow. And it's the same thing. Like, would they do that outside of that program? Would they continue
Mm.
to make the same mistakes over and over and over again, even though they know the strategy? But you get trapped in your own head sometimes in trading. So it's nice to have someone watching over you, being accountable for you, and you being accountable to your own trades and to yourself and to your coach and to the other members in there. Yeah, and I think accountability is the key word for the TLT program. So it kind of just helps.
No, absolutely. I love that you guys are doing that too, because like it's kind of like journaling, but with a second pair of eyes
Mm-hmm.
on it as well.
Yeah.
And like I know in my trading journey, like thinking about from the beginning, like that would have been so incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, granted, I know we had CSS and stuff like that to go over trades with and things of that nature, but having just like in fitness, having an accountability partner, like having your coach, having a coach for trading, having a mentor in general, like you do, I know for your business. I did see that post the other
Yeah,
day where you have a mentor for your business. Having a mentor or a coach in anything is going to help you take that leap,
yeah.
help you get there that
I
much quicker.
wish I did that business coaching thing years ago. And
Hmm.
what stopped me from doing the business coaching thing, I don't know if it's the same for females, but it was my male ego. I was like, I know, right? I'm the
Understood.
director of a business.
I got it.
I'm the top of the tree, like kind of thing. I don't need someone telling me what to do, that type of thing. And to be fair, I haven't learned anything new in my business coaching, but we set a vision, we set a quarterly goals, and then I have to go there every week and say what I've done to work towards them. So it holds me
Hmm.
accountable. So therefore,
Yeah.
I've got I've got my meeting with my business coach in 3 days. I better work on that assignment that you gave me. So when I turn up, I've got a plan of action, and then we've got the next week's plan of action. And these are all things,
Hmm.
like I said, I know I should be doing in my own business, but it's life gets busy, problems turn up, and then it goes to the bottom of the email pile. And then by the time I get to it, there's more important things to do again, and it's still at the bottom of the email pile. So this is brought it up to the top of the email pile, and it's
100%.
progressing my business. So it's literally the same as that. Business coaching is kind of a good link to TLT for your
Yeah,
business.
I love it. Yeah, no, 110%. Coaching, one thing that always Tori talks about is like how coaching and fitness or coaching and trading go hand in hand. They're the exact same thing. It's like you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to do all these things. And now there is a system in place to be able to help get people there. And it's open now to everyone. It's not just in the beta.
No, it's not in the beta anymore, but
Awesome.
you can't. The public can't just join. You have to be a part of the Discord to be picked to go up.
Got you. All right. So you have to
They're on
entry
an
level.
application, yeah. So what we want is people that are already involved in the community, that already know the strategy and know terminology, action line, safety line, all that type of stuff, and then you can apply basically, and then
Incredible.
we would review that, and then because we want to make sure that you're the right fit for it too. So
100%.
we don't want to promise that you're going to be profitable if you're not going to listen to how we trade and what's made all the coaches profitable and what's made Tory profitable, and you kind of go off on your own course and not listen. So it's definitely, it's still open to a lot more people than it is from the Discord community up to the high ticket offer TLT, but it's still a selection process. It's not just open to the world. Yeah,
Understood.
you'd have to
I
join
love
the
that though.
Discord, get involved in there, and then apply to come up.
I love that. So there, if anybody's looking to join, got to join the Discord first.
Yeah.
It's a good push. I love it. And the very last question that I have for you is where, other than of course just where people can find you afterwards, but where do you want to take things next for not only yourself and in your business, but also for the Tory trades community? Like, what is future Lake looking like?
Well, again, this trading world, social media world, going away with Tory to Dubai and things like that is opened my eyes to what's possible. So I think I touched on it earlier. So I
Yeah.
am nearly there with my electrical and plumbing. Like obviously the properties are passive; they don't need much attention or time. But my electrical and plumbing company is a very time extensive. They take a lot of time up out
Hmm.
my day. It's man managing, it's people, and there's all sorts of different people. There's business coaches, there's
Hmm.
the accountants, there's solicitors, there's health and safety officer. There's so much to do,
Yeah.
and then there's the bands to maintain. It's like so much in the day, and then seeing the trade and stuff and what Tory does, it's just like wow, like you can make good money and you can be free and you've got kind of no one to really answer to in terms of like a business setting. So
Hmm.
my goals, which I'm working towards with my business coach, is to get my electrical and plumbing businesses operating without me. So that's the next.
Ooh.
That's the next. I'm not going to make as much money because I'm going to have to pay people to do what I do, which
Hmm.
costs a lot of money to get that role. But if I can still make a healthy chunk of profit over the year, and I have to say, let's do a Monday morning meeting with the team, and then I don't do nothing for the rest of the week. Wow, that's cool. So that's where I want to
Yeah.
get those businesses, and then I want to use that free time to focus more on the trading stuff. So I think if my mind's quite hectic during the day. I've got all these things going on. Plus, I've got the charts going on. So I'm just like, I was just thinking to myself, like, yeah, I trade well with all that noise. Imagine my trading without that noise.
With that. Yeah.
So it would. only benefit me more, I think, if I had less noise in my head. And then you can
Hmm.
freely travel because you can do it on your phone, laptop, iPad, anywhere in the world, just
Yeah.
an internet connection. And that's the dream. So yeah. So obviously everything's mainly state based. And I've had a lot of people join the Discord from the UK because I'm in the UK. It just, for them,
Hmm.
it feels more relatable because obviously most of the
100%.
stuff you see is American based films, everything's American, movies, sitcoms, all that kind of stuff. So it's like when there's someone from the UK on the team, they reach out to me and be like, "Is it real? Are you actually doing this? Are you actually from the UK?" And then you have a quick
Like,
conversation, and then yeah, they join, and it's just like they feel that connection.
that would be awesome. I love it. I love your goals. I love your mindset.
Vision that's in my head. I don't know when that are going to happen, if it's going to happen, but yeah, that'd be cool
Yeah.
to achieve.
No, 110%. And there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to get there. After everything, I know we've talked multiple times now. It's like after everything you've accomplished in life in general, when you put your head to something, you will achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's held true for your business, held true for your real estate, held true for now trading. And everything is just leveling up little by little, even though in some areas of your life you're on level 10, and in some areas of your life you're like maybe on level like 5 when it comes,
Yeah,
or 6 when it comes to trading. And with that you're just like making your way up these tiers, and it's so cool to see. And I'm like so happy for you and everything you've accomplished, and I'm excited to see the future, Blake, and
yeah.
see what you
I mean,
can do. I don't think that's very far in your future. I think that's going to be a very close
hopefully,
near thing.
hopefully it's a
I
blink
love
and
it.
it's the overnight success feeling. But the problem is
Yes,
with my
yes.
mindset, I'll be on to the next thing. I'll probably do something else.
I mean, you already have 3 things under your
Yeah,
belt. Might as well. I love it. Maybe your next thing is going to be traveling the world. Who knows?
so that would be cool. That would be cool.
Right? I love it. One last thing is, I know I'm already following you and I know where to find you, but where can everyone else follow you if they want to follow your journey into
So
the
it's just,
future?
I'm only on Instagram, like we spoke about earlier. So it's just at Trading Blake.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's where you find me. I try and post as much as I can. I'm being pushed by Tori, being held accountable by Tori to do more of the socials. Because, like I said, I hate the camera. I
I don't
hate
blame you.
doing things. I don't know how to like cut and edit videos. So I don't know if anyone's looking and seeing Felicity's amazing videos and cut stuff. Mine's a little bit shabby, but I'm getting there. I'm learning how to like put audio behind my voice and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm slowly learning.
I love it. Maybe that's like the next thing you're learning right now is
Yeah,
content,
yeah.
which could be helpful in your all of your business and all of your endeavors.
We
Um,
we've got a session actually booked in with the obviously Tori's content team to show us a bit. I don't know, B rolls and all these words. I don't even know what they mean, so I'm just learning.
that's okay. I
It's
love that.
never learn.
I love it. I love it. I always learning, always growing and achieving more and more. I'm excited to see how your content turns out and like everything that you learn with it as well. I mean, you're off to a really good start. I've been seeing you.